Public attendees will not be able to unmute their microphone until recognized by the board. Public attendees who are recognized to testify will be asked to identify themselves by name and their affiliated organization if applicable. Please mute your microphone when you are finished speaking, as a courtesy to others and members of the board. Public attendees will not be able to unmute themselves after the testimony is completed unless recognized again after raising their hand. At some point during the meeting, the board may choose to move into executive session. When the board moves into executive session, the board members' microphones and video feeds will be turned off, and a similar screen as you see now will be displayed. When the board returns from executive session, their microphones will be turned on as well as their video cameras. Welcome again to the Professional and Vocational Licensing Virtual Board Meeting. At this time, the chair will call the meeting to order and take a roll call, as well as explain any additional rules that may be specific to this board.
So I'll start taking roll call. So members, when I call your name, please respond present or here and state if you're alone, if you're dialing in virtually to join our meeting. So I have Dr. Lisa Wood, licensed member.
Present and appearing on Zoom, and I am alone.
Thank you. Dr. Tiffany Hummel and Dr. Kimberly Thompson-Kerr, licensed members, are excused from this meeting today. Dr. Gabrielle Acey, licensed member.
Present.
And then Eileen Wada, public member.
Present.
And then myself, Marcella Chalk, is also present. So establishing quorum for today's meeting. So first agenda item, I guess the time is 10:08.
Okay. And then I'm just gonna talk about some quick agenda. There's just agenda correction real quickly for item 30A. So correction of the acronym, it's listed as AASVB and it's AAVSB. And then for agenda item 8B, for the results on the state veterinary license examination, instead of for November, December, and January, it's for February, March, and April. The table below is correct. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So go to as far as agenda item number 2. So is there anyone that would like to provide testimony on agenda item 2A or 2B? Approval of executive and open session meeting notes from February?
Seeing no hand raised, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Are there any corrections or amendments to the meeting minutes notes? I think I checked the called out the typos we had.
Yeah, so we just have to say so the open session correction we have is for the December meeting minutes that were approved. There's a correction from Dr. SI to Dr. Hummel in the open session minutes.
Anything else?
Really minor in the February 18th to 2026 minutes. On page, bottom of page 2 and top of page 3, it's really minor, but I think there's parentheses around Drug Enforcement Administration and followed by the acronym DEA. I think the parentheses should be around DEA instead of Drug Enforcement Administration, but I think DEA can just be removed as well because I didn't see a reference to DEA later.
And there's a correction on page 3, on the second paragraph. I would love to be a doctor, but I'm not. Maybe in my next life, right?
Anything else?
If you can make all the changes, yeah, they could doctor, yeah. Maybe there is somebody out there, yeah.
So may I have a motion to accept the amendments and corrections?
I make a motion to accept the minutes of the February 18th meeting, subject to the spelling and corrections.
And executive session meeting as well. Executive session as well.
Yeah, executive session as well.
You have a second? Any opposed? No opposition, so motion move forward. So moving to item 3 on the agenda, new business. Is there anyone who would like to provide testimony on agenda number 3?
Madam Chair.
Okay. Okay,
Dr. the president.
okay. Please unmute.
Is it Beth that's the?
Yeah.
Aloha, Dr. Bennett. Can you hear us?
Hi, yes, I can.
Great. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. And Tim Kolb is here too. He is our chair. If he would he be able to chime in as?
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Sorry, are you ready for the presentation? It was hard to hear.
He's working on to bring in
Great.
Dr. Pope into the is he on there? He's good now?
Okay, well, I've made you a co-host. You can unmute and share your, turn on your camera as necessary.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Yeah, please. You may go ahead.
Okay, great. Thank you for admitting Dr. Kolb. He keeps me honest. So he's my buddy. I need him. So thank you for having us. We are, as you know, the AAVSB, the American Association of Veterinary State Boards, and this is our outreach presentation that we like to give to our members on occasion just to reintroduce you or remind you about our services, and here to answer any questions that you may have. As you know, I'm Dr. Beth Bennett. I'm the Chief Veterinary Officer for AAVSB, and I'm joined by our illustrious president, Dr. Tim Kolb, and we're coming from Ohio and DC, respectively. Okay. So the goal of this is to understand the challenges that your board is facing. I listen to a lot of member board meetings, and I always learn so much from listening to the things that you're talking about, hearing what problems you have, and seeing if we can come up with solutions for you. We also like to build relationships with our members so that we could tailor our services to meet your needs. As I said, I'm going to share information about some of our services that we currently offer, and it's here really to improve your board's efficiency and effectiveness if you want them. So this is our board of directors. As I said, Tim is the president. Tim, would you like to say anything about the board of directors?
Thank you, Beth. Very happy to meet with you all today. I believe the first year I served on the AAVSB board, our winter meeting was in Oahu, and we had a meeting with some of the members of your board. I believe at that time you had recently started regulating technicians, which we were very happy for that. So on behalf of our board and all these lovely people you see before you, I'm just very honored to be here with you. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to have to see if we can get another meeting in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about benefits of membership. So the core purpose of AAVSB is to enhance and ensure the welfare of public and animals. And our mission is basically leadership and comprehensive resources, offering support and advancing veterinary medicine regulation. So we help you do your jobs better. And I'm going to go through some of these throughout the slides. Let's first talk about benefits of membership. So this is an overview slide of all of the membership of benefits that we have. Hawaii actually participates in some of them, but some of them you might be interested in participating in the future. So please, if I mention something you want to hear more about, you can ask me a question now or follow up by email, and we can get you to the right spot. So this newest membership benefit that we have is the Viva Data Exchange Program. So this is something that really was born out of an express concern from our members that we have in the United States, we have a centralized database for public or for human physicians and human nurses, where all of their licensure data is in one spot so that a board can just log on and at an instance notice find out all they need to know about a licensee. That does not exist for veterinary medicine. And so we heard from our members that this is something that they would be very interested in. So we started the Viva Data Exchange program. This is something that we're just getting started and we're trying to build up. We have about a third of licensees, if not maybe a little bit more on this. And it is really, like I said, an on-demand, publicly available, it houses publicly available licensure information. So nothing that we have would not be otherwise available to the public. So it's just name, license number. So we take that information from each jurisdiction and then we combine it with the information that we have securely stored within our database, such as NAVLE and VT&E exam scores. And we have this available only to our members. So you can log on very quickly and see if someone is asking to transfer to your jurisdiction, you can look on very quickly and find out all of their information. That is the dream. As I said, we're not quite there yet. We have a third of licensees on here. But the goal, again, is to reduce your administrative burden. We have two different ways to participate. We have an API connection, which is a direct database to database connection, for which AAVSB offers financial support to the board for upgrading IT or any other needs that might be necessary. Famously, we actually flew to a jurisdiction that had all of their license on paper, and we helped load them up onto a Excel spreadsheet for them. So, we're here to help however is needed. So that's the most advanced, is the API connection, where it's database to database. But we also offer a bulk upload. And that's just a very simple Excel spreadsheet that the jurisdictions can submit whenever there's a change in your licensee pool. So after a meeting, if you approve new licenses or you have disciplinary action, you can just send it in. And all of this is very secure in our own databases. So the other thing that we have for our members is disciplinary notifications. This is where a jurisdiction will tell us that they have disciplined a licensee. We then tell everybody else that that licensee has a license with. This happened. So, for example, Dr. F was involved in a horse doping case, and these are real examples that you can see on the screen. Was involved in a horse doping case, and I believe in this instance the horse died. This doctor was disciplined in Pennsylvania, but because Pennsylvania told us about this disciplinary action, we were able to send notifications to Delaware, Florida, Indiana, New Jersey, New York, and Ohio about this. And some of these jurisdictions actually responded, because in their own laws, they say, if you are disciplined in one jurisdiction, you have to tell us. And Dr. F didn't notify them, but we did. And of all of the reports that we get, the vast majority are disciplined in multiple jurisdictions. So 73% of all the disciplinary information we get are licensed in more than one jurisdiction. I looked up Hawaii's information, and as far as we have in our databases, about 10% of Hawaii licensees are licensed in another jurisdiction. Hawaii does not currently submit their disciplinary data, and obviously you don't get your bulk uploads for your license information. But if you are interested in participating more fully in either one of these two, please let us know, because the more we help each other, the more information we give to AAVSB, the more each member board is assisted in protecting the public. Hawaii does accept Vault Premium electronically. And so I'm not going to spend too long on this slide because I have a lot to go through, but basically what it is we we do all the verification work when a licensee is transferred from one jurisdiction to another, and we collect all of that, we verify it, so that allows the actual board to be more effective and efficient with their work. But again, Hawaii participates, so I'm not going to spend too long on that. Vault Premium, again, Hawaii participates. This is just more hands-on. So we actually do all the collecting. We talk to the institutions. We store everything in our very secure database, and then we send it directly to the jurisdiction. We also have Race and Racetrack, and I know you all know about it because veterinarians all know about Race and Racetrack. And that's where we establish uniform national standards for veterinary continuing education. We provide an independent quality review. And these standards, I must say, are created by membership. So it is regulators creating these standards for regulators. And this is very independent of any of the CE providers. It's very neutral, very objective. And we allow providers to voluntarily apply with RACE. And then so this is taking another burden off of your hands because we approve the CE for you. And then Racetrack, of course, is a way to track the CE that has been provided. And that is something that is free to any licensee that would like it. And then we do have a Racetrack premium option if they want a little bit more hands-on on that. You also recognize PAVE, and PAVE is, again, member-driven. So it was created as a responsive member board request for a different international licensure pathway that was separate from the ECFEG. So we created this. It's just a different way for foreign graduates to go and get their pathway to licensure. We have really great reviews from it. People have said that it helps them learn how to practice more fully in the United States because they understand more about what it means to be licensed here and what it means to provide veterinary medicine. So thank you for recognizing it. Something that Hawaii may be interested in, because I do believe you have a jurisprudence exam that you give twice a year. Something you may be interested in is the SPA jurisprudence exam. And this is free to the member board, no cost at all for you. And it allows you to provide your jurisprudence exam online instead of in person. Forgive me if I don't know how Hawaii does it, but we take over. Is it online?
It's online.
Oh, great. Okay. Well, that's great. So maybe you don't need it, but in case this interests you, we do it online and we actually take over all of the administration. So it takes the administration burden off of your board and we take care of it for you. But it's the board still has full authority over the content, who is eligible to take it, and any licensure outcomes that come from that exam. So if you're interested in learning more about it, please let me know. And then this is something that I know the most about because this is my department, but we offer a lot of member services that are external to all of the administration support. So we have regulatory support and guidance in the terms of model regulations. We draft these model regulations that you can use consider it your first draft. So if you're looking to create new regulations or looking to update some regulations, you are more than welcome to look at our models, see how much you want to change them to meet the needs of your jurisdiction, but they are there for you. We also do make an effort to obtain as much feedback as possible on these model regulations. There's 120 days for feedback. You can always provide feedback at any time, honestly. So please ask me more about that if you have any questions. We have this new knowledge center on our website, and that is something that is available only to member board members. So the EDs and all of you go through a login process and you have access to a lot more information than the public does on our website, and that's through the Knowledge Center. Something that is only available to executive directors and registrars is a listserv where if you have questions, you can log on and say, hey, is anybody else dealing with this problem? Or what do your regulations say about X, Y, or Z? And it truly is a way for EDs to talk to other EDs, get ideas on how they approach problems, or have insight on other conversations that they've had about this. We have a lot of networking opportunities that I'm going to get to in a second. And we have a new membership onboarding life cycle. So these are some in-person or virtual options that we have for networking. I know it must be hard in Hawaii to fly anywhere, but I do want to add that we cover the costs if you do want to join in person. So the Spring Summit is a 2-day opportunity for EDs to talk to other EDs. That is in person or virtual. We just added the virtual option, I think, last year. We have a 1-day summit in the fall that will also have a virtual option. The annual meeting and conference is in the sunny land of Providence, Rhode Island in September this year. So we look forward, hopefully, to seeing a delegate from Hawaii to join us. But we also, again, do have virtual options for attendance. Vet Board Connect is a virtual option as well, and that's where we have timely webinars for topics of interest and allow member boards to ask questions directly of the expert. We also use this opportunity to tell you things about what we're doing, to answer questions about any, the bylaws or model regulations that are coming out to be voted on. The only thing on this slide really that's in person only is the board basics and beyond, and that is a great training. We have great reviews every year. There's a 2-day board basics and beyond in the spring. I haven't yet to hear somebody say that they didn't find it was worthwhile. So I urge you to consider making the trip to Kansas City next year if you have a new board member or someone who wants to learn. I talked about this a little bit. This is our model documents, and we also do some research papers. There is a new request for feedback we have new standards of practice and standards of facility coming out. We also have a 5-year revamp for Article 1, and we are changing up our VCPR establishment and maintenance model regulations. So look out for emails on those, and please provide feedback because we really learn a lot from what we hear from you. And finally, volunteering with AAVSB is probably the best way to engage with us. We truly value our volunteers. We are made up of volunteers, and we definitely need your support. Tim, would you like to say something about volunteers?
Yeah, thank you. I want to express my gratitude to the Hawaii board because I know during my involvement with AAVSB, we've had volunteers from Hawaii that have been on committees and attended our annual meeting. As Beth said, the cost to attend the annual meeting for your delegate and the alternate delegate are included. If you're on a committee, that attendance at the annual meeting is also included. But again, our organization cannot function without volunteers. So I would encourage you all to consider that. And again, I'm very happy to be part of this meeting today. Back to you, Beth.
Tim. And this is really your support team. So if you have any questions, reach out to any of us or any of these people listed, or AAVSB at aavsb.org. We'll get you to the right spot. And I'm happy to answer any questions you may have from the presentation. Thank you.
Questions? Did you guys see any resources from your end that will be helpful?
So far, we do get the discipline notifications, and I will say those are extremely useful, even though we don't report our discipline at this time. It's very useful because our statutes do require that licensees report their discipline, and a lot of times they don't. So getting those is very helpful.
I'm just curious, is there a barrier to giving us the disciplinary notifications?
It's our IT staff. You guys are definitely not the only national organization for professions that have some kind of network of all state boards. So it's just a matter of trying to upload multiple different professions at the same time with really one IT staff that's tasked with doing all of that. But like you guys said, I think you offer the resources to do that. So it's something we would be interested in looking into.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm happy to get you in touch with Erin Griffiths, who does that. For the bulk uploads, honestly, it can be just an Excel spreadsheet. And or even disciplinary notifications. As soon as you have whatever you would post on the line, you can just email it to us and we can take care of the rest. So it does not have to be an overly burdensome IT process.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, we'll reach out about that. I want to do
Okay,
that.
great.
And I want to, Tim, I don't know if you know, we have Eileen Wada, one of our public members here, who's actually been to quite a bit of your meetings. And
Yeah.
Eileen, if you want to share kind of like your experience with the other board members that have been sitting on the committee as well as going to delegate meetings.
When I was first appointed, and remember Dr. Leloy?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. And then so she was a good friend of mine from way back, and we just happened to meet serving on the same board. But one of the things that she had mentioned is she said, Eileen, be active. And I said, okay, what is active? And she said, if you have a chance to basically join a committee, do that. And so the first time I went to the convention, there was a table, remember? Everybody stood around and everybody signed in. And I had signed in, but it took about 2 years, I mean, before I got a call and I got appointed to a committee. And it was very interesting. I mean, the people were all members of various states and counties, but they were awesome. The energy, the ideas. And I went on the convention committee and I mean they did a fabulous job. I mean, so yes, I can see having members volunteer and especially members that have the spark, the feeling, it's great. So yeah, I will tell all of the new ones that, yeah, given the opportunity, join a committee.
Thanks, Eileen.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. And so just so you know, we have a leadership development committee and they utilize a database so that we try to put people on committees based on the needs of the committee as well as certain competencies that the volunteers would bring to the committee. So what I always like people to know is that you may sign up and as your information is loaded into that database and that system, it may take a while. So, it's not unusual that a year or two may go by before you're called up, so to speak. But we certainly appreciate your involvement and anyone else that chooses to volunteer because we couldn't function without you.
Yeah, I think it's so important for especially a unique jurisdiction like Hawaii to participate because we need your unique insight, we need your unique issues, and we need your unique perspectives. So if you are interested in volunteering, the form is aavsb.org. You go to the homepage and go to about AAVSB and then volunteer with us. And here is the form. It takes probably about 5 minutes to fill out. And this really helps our leadership development committee match the right people of the right committee. And you can express your interest. We have all the descriptions below it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Dr. Wood, do you have any questions or any comments?
I did attend last year as a first-time attendee, and it was really helpful, I thought. The practice models, the information that was shared, I think it's an excellent resource for us.
Thank you.
Okay, if there's nothing else, then thank you so much for calling in. I'm sure it's quite late for you folks on your side of the country. So thank you for calling in and sharing. And
Yeah.
we'll definitely have quite a bit to discuss, and we'll be sending some delegates for this coming fall meeting. So
Oh, fantastic. I know
Thank
it
you.
must be hard to go to Providence from Hawaii, but we look forward to seeing you.
thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Dr. Beth. Thank you, Dr. Tim.
Thank
Okay, so moving on to agenda item number 4. Continuing business discussion and guidance. Did you have background?
Yep. So for this, this is, based on inquiries that had been discussed in the prior board meeting. Was tasked with drafting a positional statement that is pending approval by the board. So this board going to do on the veterinary and client-patient relationship requirements for telemedicine. That's generally, the statement is just following what the AAVSB recommends regarding that.
Do you have any comments or public comment?
Seeing no public testimony, Chair.
Okay. Do I have a motion then to accept the draft?
Dr.
Or-
Martel, there's a couple of things I wanted to mention.
Okay.
I had checked with AHA as well, the American Association of Animal Hospitals of America, I think that's what the acronym I think is for. But it also it supports the VCPR as having at least one physical in-person exam in order to maintain the integrity of that relationship. And I do feel that we need to stay with that in terms of our telemedicine and prescription requests and things like that. I was curious, the draft, I think, does it's who is it that put together the draft? Was that you?
Oh, yeah, that was me.
Okay. Some of the language in it was just a little, it seemed a bit vague. And I'm not sure if there's a reason for that. It is our position. It is a position statement. And I don't think that we need to kind of leave it open-ended. The last statement that this is not an official opinion or decision, I'm not sure that that's correct. I think it is our official position at this point.
That was added based on the advice of the previous Attorney General. Most board positional statements have some kind of qualifier like that at the very end to clarify that it's not binding on the board, it's informational. But maybe the DAG can advise if that's absolutely necessary for this statement.
Could you, or if you want me to talk to the individual, that would be fine. I just want to, if it is our position statement, I think we should be clear that that's our position statement and it's not open to negotiation with every case that comes in front of us.
So it sounds like we still have work that we could probably, because we have our new DAG today that's sitting in because Shari retired.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know she retired.
I know, that's what we're all saying. So
Nobody knew.
yeah. So
So who is our new DAG?
Hi, Doctor.
Right here.
I'm Ashley Tanaka. I'm just filling in for today, though. Sherry Wong retired at the end of April. But we do have a new DAG we anticipate to start next month who will be filling in permanently, we anticipate, right, for today. Yeah, so I can check on this language and then talk to the incoming DAG, and then we can get back to you both.
Yeah.
That
So,
would be great. I appreciate it and wish Sherry the very best. She was an awesome participant. We really enjoyed having her.
no, sounds good. Okay, so as far as for agenda item 4A, we just go back, kind of like still work on the draft. So
Just to get a temperature check, is the draft safe for that last section about it being non-binding on the board? Is there anything else that the board feels should be amended based on the discussion from the last meeting?
Does it clearly state that there would be a physical exam within the previous 12 months?
Yes, so the third paragraph has that portion of it.
Okay.
In-person examination or a premise visit within the same 12-month period.
Okay. Yeah, I think when I initially looked at it, it was at the end rather than stated at the beginning. But I think otherwise it's pretty clear that that would be our position.
any other comments? Sheila, that's.
Just introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Candace Denham. I'm a vet. I believe we met the last meeting. The question that I had regarding the telemedicine was, because I provide through some national companies, was would that physical exam need to be done by me personally, or if I had medical records from a patient for the full year and they had been seen in person by another veterinarian on island? Because what I get a lot of patients from like Kauai who have difficulty getting into clinics, and that's where the clarity for me has been an issue. Would that be an avenue where they weren't able to get in to see the vet, but they needed to be able to start some type of medication? Obviously not something that I believe needs to be seen at a vet. You know what I mean? Not like for a seizure condition, but more likely for a skin infection or something like that, where they've been seen at the vet within the year, and I have documentation of that through the medical records. Does that make sense?
Yes, I think I understand what you're saying. The position state or the other organization statements are reluctant to establish that relationship through a third party. If you were a veterinarian that was a partner or an associate of Clinic A, there would be
Right.
no problem. But if you're prescribing for a third party for a clinic that you are not associated with, the other organizations are reluctant to call that a valid veterinary patient-client relation. So I understand the need and the frustration that clients feel when they can't get in to see their regular veterinarian. But in our practice, if we've seen them within a year, we'll fill a script if we can't see them right away. And it seems reasonable that other practices would also offer that same availability.
Okay, so no then.
No, correct.
All right.
That's my feeling.
Okay, so will that be written into the language of the?
I'll take a look at that draft again and make sure that that comes across clear.
Okay, all right, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for the question, Dr. Denham.
Any other comments or anything?
Oh, can I just clarify one thing?
Yeah.
I think maybe when I was talking about the prior deck, maybe part of the reason that that is added specifically for this is that our statutes aren't super explicit about this type of case. And really
Correct.
they defer to the AVMA and the HVMA for their code of ethics, which is kind of a separate whole document. So I think that's partially why it's not so concrete, because we don't have statutes or admin rules that ask for that specifically. So it's kind of hard to give a strong determination without making new statutes or rules.
Yeah, I'll talk to the DAG about that. Telemedicine is something I think that's going to continue to evolve. And as technology improves, perhaps there are other ways that we will be able to establish the veterinary patient-client relationship. But I think it's also important for us to have some guardrails, to be able to say, this is where we are right now. And it is our position, so that when we are approached, we can refer back to that position and say, this is where we currently stand. I wouldn't want to tell Dr. Denham no today and then have somebody else come in next week and that person's situation is a little different and we're vague and we're not clear and we tell that person yes. I think as a board, we need to be able to make a decision and have that decision be consistent throughout until we have another opinion. And our position statement could change. But I think having it so vague is difficult to manage from board to board. The statutes, I think, are purposely vague, and that allows us some flexibility to say, in 2026, the answer is no. But in 2027, when there's improvement in technology or when we've established that there may be other reasons that we're more comfortable with it, or the national organizations become they decide that perhaps this is an opinion that can change, then I think we have that flexibility.
So we'll continue on, that's right. And I think is it still going through legislation, probably?
The legislation is over.
But for the upcoming, is there?
We'll talk, this is a later agenda item, but
Okay.
there's a bill related.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Thanks, Dr. Wood.
Thank you.
So,
And that's my opinion. Anybody else want to share theirs?
I agree with that. That's my opinion as well.
Okay, thank you.
so moving to agenda item number 5, adjudicatory matters. Is there anyone that would like to provide testimony for agenda item 5?
Please.
Hi. So just a quick pause, because you are the applicant who's requesting this, you have the option to testify in executive session rather than open session. Are you okay testifying in open session, or prefer to testify in executive session?
Who else is?
Well, executive session is just us internally. Open session is open to the public. So the public will know what you're saying.
I would
It'll be in minutes, yeah. So if you want it kind of confidential.
Sure. I prefer executive.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Please hold on, take us into like, oh, no, go ahead.
No, thanks, Chrissy, for letting. Okay, so If I could get a motion to move to executive session to consider and evaluate personal information relating to individuals applying for licensure in accordance to HRS Section 92-5A1 and to consult with the board's attorney on questions and issues pertaining to the board's powers, duties, privileges, immunities, and liabilities in accordance to HRS Section 92-5A4.
So moved.
And you have a motion second?
Second.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and move to executive session. Thank you.
So
You know,
Okay. We're good?
Okay, we're back.
Okay. So I guess in regards to agenda item 5A, the request for removal for license restrictions for Dr. Candice Denham. I guess do we move right into the vote then? Okay, so if we could get a motion. Vote.
Okay.
I make a motion to remove the license restrictions on Dr. Candice Denham.
I second.
So do we have a vote to in favor to move the restrictions on Dr. Candice Denham?
I think that was the motion.
That was.
That was a motion.
So Dr. Sai, you need to.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's when you,
I have to recuse myself.
okay. So, as a result that we don't have quorum for the vote to move this, in the case of the Dr. Denham's application, we're gonna have to defer it to the next meeting.
Is there an opportunity for me to respond to that? Like,
It's more that we don't have a quorum for the vote, that's why we're missing a member. Since Dr. AC recused herself. Yeah,
yes.
yeah, I apologize. We
I
weren't
respond
aware.
to that because I've been, trying to get this
Understood,
resolved.
Yeah.
Disappointing.
Yeah, and we had a discussion about not having something like this happen again. Thank you though, yeah. So moving to agenda item number 6 is regarding applications. Is there anyone who would like to provide testimony on agenda item 6?
Madam Chair.
Do I have a motion to as far as the issued licenses and courtesy relief permits? A motion.
I make a motion that we accept the ratification of issued licenses. And do I go down the list? Do I have to?
Need to.
You can just say the first
Okay.
one and then the very last one.
2, 4, 6, 8, 9, the 9 licensees.
And the ratification courtesy.
Oh, and-
relief permits.
To include the ratification for courtesy relief permits for 2.
Can I get a second? Second. Thank you. Any opposed? No opposition, motion move forward. Agenda item number 7, legislative session 2026. Is there anyone who wants to provide testimony on agenda item number 7?
Seeing no public testimony, Chair.
So we have Senate Bill 874 or Senate Bill, yeah, relating to veterinarians. So basically, you want to give us some background and status on the
Sure, so this is just an update regarding this bill. The bill requires veterinarians to provide a written prescription upon request of the client for, so they can take prescription to a different pharmacy. As the bill currently stands, this is a waiting signature by the governor and has passed both the House and the Senate, just so everyone is aware of the status of this bill.
Any questions or anything? Comments?
The only question I had was, did it have anywhere in there where it prevented or stated anything? Forgive me, I read this earlier. Whether or not veterinarians could charge for giving out those
I
prescriptions or
believe it explicitly says they cannot charge.
just wanted to double check that. Yes.
So I don't know if I saw that either.
I have an old version of it.
Yeah,
I didn't remember seeing that, but like I said, I read the packet when it first got mailed and
Yeah.
So I didn't see it. Yes. Because I have the same questions, because there are offices that are charging for It's not the prescription.
I don't see it. I just read the.
Yeah, I'm used to just getting my medication and cleaning when I'm there. So,
At the pharmacy?
no, at the vet's office, so. But it's a common, I guess it's a common kind, not the really whatever, but so now I can go to Lowe's or whatever,
We do it all the time, but I think there's just,
or Costco.
it's just that some offices,
It's a bit of a double-edged sword because there's different reasons for it, is that sometimes the concern is that vet practices might be overcharging and that you could get prescriptions cheaper at outside pharmacies. And so that is the customer's reason for it, is being able to get it from other sources. And if they're certified pharmacies, then they're the same product. The concern that sometimes crosses the situation is that when it's a written prescription, customers can take it anywhere, and there's a lot of gray market and other products that are not actually pharmaceuticals. And so when you go to like a lot of the online pharmacies or the compounding pharmacies, you then can fill these prescriptions and not actually get the product whatsoever. And so veterinarians are nervous about that as part of it. And so it's both a medical concern and also a business concern, because a lot of times vets can spend a lot of time filling these prescriptions. And then human pharmacies tend to really struggle with veterinary prescriptions. So you can
I
spend,
would say not, it depends on the pharmacy.
it does depend on the
Because
pharmacy.
it's always been available. It's just that
Yeah.
there's some offices that actually, because they don't know the right of the consumer, they actually would tell the consumer that you have to fill it at our vet office.
Correct.
So someone like myself, because I know the law, as a pharmacist, I said, no, I can't take this prescription off-site to have it filled at a pharmacy. And then some offices will say, well, then we charge you $20 for writing that prescription. And I was like, human people don't pay for a prescription being written to take off-site. So it becomes their practice's policy.
Yeah. And then you have some human pharmacies that the pharmacists themselves actually have a book on how to manage and deal with animal prescriptions, and the pharmacists are quite skilled. And then you have other human pharmacies where the pharmacists are just very green with it, and they tend to struggle, and we get a lot of callbacks. And it can be,
It's a store policy with that.
yeah, so
It's-
it's a mix of what you get, but.
It's very clear in the laws, like how they rate prescriptions and stuff.
So, but my question with this was, when I was reading through, I didn't see anywhere that prevented veterinary clinics from charging clients for writing those prescriptions to pharmacy for outside scripts, or anything that prevented them from really being used at non-brick and mortar facilities and places that would be potentially black market or gray market.
Because I think.
And I didn't know if that was.
I remember seeing
Those are
that.
my personal concerns.
But I don't know why I didn't see it in the description.
I never asked. I just.
So those are my practical and ethical concerns, both from the consumer standpoint and the veterinary standpoint, is, are we getting the real product? How do we put some guardrails on that? And also,
Yeah.
I'm not sure that I necessarily, I agree and disagree with charging for prescriptions, but ultimately I disagree with charging for prescriptions.
Interesting.
Writing prescriptions, that is, so.
Any other comments, Dr. Wood?
Nope.
Feel like I summed that up rather poorly, but
But no, your points were well taken. I mean, what is it about? Just give me a little pill and add it to my bill, and I pay it. And I'm out the door.
For some
How
of
often?
well, it depends. Like I had a client that one time wanted to fill something at a human pharmacy, and I said, absolutely. She called me back and she said it's $600, and I said it's $21 here. You wanna maybe just pick it up from us?
It all depends, I think.
It all depends, yes.
Because I think where you are is different from us, like in areas depending, right? So, but the goal is that the consumer should have that option
Good.
to shop around, right? So, yeah. So I guess that's it for as far as for the agenda item then. Okay, so we'll move to agenda item number 8, the executive officer report. Is there anyone that wants to provide testimony for agenda item 8?
See, Madam Chair.
Chrissy?
So for agenda item A, we just have notice of accreditation actions by the American Veterinary Medical Association Council on Education Spring 2026. And no further comments, so you can just review if you have anything regarding that.
What happened in April? I went, oh, March, only one person didn't make it, but in April.
We did a breakdown of whether these were online or in person.
What's provided in the report is all the information we have regarding.
Yeah. I said, oh my goodness, something happened. I've never seen that many not pass. In all the years I've been looking at the statistic. 2, or it's maybe 10 and 3. But 5 and 3? No. Okay, all right.
And then for agenda item B, there is the scores from February, March, April. In February, there are no exams. In March, we had 5 take, 4 pass, 1 fail. And then in April, we had 5 take, 2 pass, and 3 fail.
I said, yeah.
Okay. So agenda number 7, so basically our next meeting, August 19th, is that still? And then video conferencing option, 10 a.m. Right now, we have this conference room, but as a reminder, if you're coming in person, to always check the signage when we enter, because things could be changed last minute. Yeah. Okay, if there's nothing else, then meeting is adjourned at 11:25.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Wood.
Thank you all. Good to see you.
Thank you.
I will do my best to be present August 19th.